Yeah.
It's not that deck either. What deck does Spirit want me to use? Come on, Spirit. It's not like I got 50 of them. It is like I got 50 of them. I'm joking.
Twenty 2024.
We made it.
How do I change my name?
Everybody, we made it.
This is telling me it's unavailable, but I'm pretty sure we're in the right place. And my YouTube is not. I remember when I tried to do YouTube the other day and it was like, nope. Let me get to the right place here, y'all. I'm just going to be easy about it. And when it shows up, it shows up. There we go. We're on. We're live. We're good. And I'm still waiting for Spirit to tell me which deck to go to. Give me just one moment. Usually I sit down and it's just like instant, so I don't ever have to take this pause. I'm looking over at my other decks. Is it that deck? No. I know what deck it is. It's the deck that's buried. That's what deck it is. I got it. All right. Thank you for bearing with me as we got started. Hi. Hello. Bonjour. Jumbo. Did I miss one? Konnichiwa. Hola. Hi, I'm Valorie Lewis, and this is Tarot Unicorns and Coffee, and this is Magical Monday Manifestations. We come together every Monday for this free event where I do a group card pull. And if you're new to me, because a lot of you I met over the weekend at the New Year's Eve event, if you're new to me, a group card pull means that you will absolutely get the messages that Spirit wants you to get. Let me say that first and foremost. But a group card pull means we all, oh, I like the hat, Randy. Happy New Year. It means that we all individually set our intentions for what messages, guidance, clarity, whatever we want to receive. Spirit, tell me whatever I need to know. That can be a general intention if you don't have something specific. We all set our intentions, and I encourage you to do that right now. Just take a deep breath, settle in, ask Spirit, whatever you want to ask Spirit. All right, and after we have gently and as well as possible articulated that to Spirit, then we switch ourselves into the receiving mode. And the group card read means I will pull cards and deliver messages. We start with Tarot, then we move on to Oracle. And I am certain, not just because Spirit told me, but also because you all as participants continue to tell me that the messages that you are seeking will come through out of the group read. So that's how this runs. We're together for about an hour this morning, every Monday morning. I do this on Monday mornings to set because it was my intention way back when I started this. Man, I feel like it's been like 3 years now. It has been about 3 years. Excuse me. Is that Monday is a good day to set our intentions for the upcoming week, to give us a moment to pause, to reflect, to get guidance. What do I need to know this week? And then we move forward in our week with guidance from the divine. I don't think there's anything else I want to mention. So there is something else I want to mention. Jacqueline already put it there. Be sure to sign up for the Coffee Spirit newsletter. I have a shit ton of new things coming out in 2024. New events, new programs, new school as in Tarot Unicorns and Coffee University, where you can get online courses. Tons of new stuff, specials. I've got specials running on one-on-one sessions. And in order for me to not spend the next 15 minutes talking about all of that, it's all going to be in the newsletter, where you can refer back to the newsletter as often as you like. I encourage you strongly to sign up for that newsletter. Even if you choose to unsubscribe later, you're going to want to get the one that comes out today. And there's actually going to be 2 that come out today. I always send one on the first of the month to tell you about all of the specials that are going on during the month. And then every Monday I send one, and that's just more or less personal messages from me. It's more content, less notices and announcements. So today, because today is Monday and the 1st, you'll be getting 2 newsletters today. I just want to let you know that for those of you who are already on my newsletter list, if you're like, why am I getting 2? That's why. All right. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into the card read. Give me just a moment. I'm trying to clear my tech frustrations out of my energy so I can get into this. My big log of selenite. Clear me, baby, clear me. I got a big old log of selenite that sits on my desk when I do readings. All right, the deck that we are using today is Barbara Moore. Let me get the book. And it's the Alice in Wonderland Tarot. Wonderland in Tarot is actually what it's called. And let's get our cards pulled. I had one going the wrong way in there. 1, 2. For those of y'all that were with me yesterday in the New Year's Eve event, which is on YouTube, you can find it on YouTube. You will know that the 2024 card of the year is Strength. It's an 8-year. You do just add all of the numbers of the year together, 2 + 2 + 4. It's an 8-year, which means a whole bunch of things. It means abundance, it means infinite opportunities, infinite blessings, but it's also related to the 8 card in Tarot, which means it is a strength year as far as Tarot is concerned. And I love that. Again, I'm mentioning that because this is also going out into YouTube, and hopefully people throughout the year will tap in and find this information. Look up the strength year, look up the 8 card in Tarot if you want some additional information from the Tarot about what this year might hold for you, generally speaking. Watch that video, which there's a link somewhere. I'll find it, or Jacqueline will find it. Watch the video from yesterday if you want to figure out how to calculate your own personal Tarot card of the year, because that'll give you some additional guidance. Let's get into today's drawing, reading. Let me do this so y'all can see my card. There we go. First up is the King of Wands. So we are starting out the week strong with a King of Wands. Those royalty cards are royalty. I call them royalty because that's how I think of them. The King, the Queen, the Knight, and the Page. Court cards, that's what Tarot calls them. The court cards generally represent archetypes that we are being invited to embody, or invited to invite that energy into ours to match with that energy. So Spirit is saying this week will be a good week to start out with King of Wands energy. And that makes perfect sense to me because it's the first day of the year. We want to start out strong. We want to start out confident. King is that divine masculine energy. And we also want to start out with setting our intentions and thinking about, what do I want this year to bring? Wands energy. Wands is that inspiration, that fire energy, that what am I going to create? Now the king, he's got it. He's figured it out. He's walked his path. He's not a 2 or a 3 or a 4, still trying to figure shit out. He's a king. He rules the whole kingdom. He knows how to use that wand energy. He knows how to use his wand. He knows how to use his magic. He is confident in it, and he is ready to direct that magic. So if it was a queen absolutely knows how to use her magic too, but the queen is like, I'm going to be very intuitive about this. I'm going to receive messages. I'm going to let spirit guide me. The queen is the receiving energy. The king is the divine masculine, I got the messages. The queen told me everything I need to know. And now I'm about to do what I need to do. So this king energy also represents, what are you going to put into action? What are you going to do with that divine, masculine, confident, I've got this wand in my hand and I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. And now I'm going to start doing it. Beautiful. See that salamander that's balancing on his nose? That's that magic. Salamanders can't balance like that. And salamander is a sprite that represents the energy of fire. So that's why it's represented here. Love this card. King of Wands. Ask yourself, how can I start this week out by stepping into that King of Wand energy? And then next up, we have the 7 of Pentacles. I'm going to go to the book and actually read this. And the only reason why is because the Seven of Pentacles came up multiple times in yesterday's reading. So we're going to dig a little bit deeper and get the full meaning, because obviously when this card comes up over and over again for several different individuals, Spirit is trying to get a message for all of us. So I'm definitely going to go to the book. But before I do that, I'm going to give you my general take on what the Seven of Pentacles mean. Yes. I'll find it's the link is I'm sorry, the link for yesterday's event. If you actually go to the event, even though it's a past event, the link is dropped in the notes section. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles, and you'll see when you watch that recording how many times the Seven of Pentacles came up for individuals in that reading. So we're definitely going to see, Spirit, what are you trying to tell us collectively? Seven of Pentacles is a person at work, but they are sitting back, resting, and admiring their work. Usually it's represented by someone who is sitting back and looking at a field where they have planted something. They've done a lot of hard work. It's not really, it's starting to bloom, but it's nowhere near finished. A seven is nowhere near finished, but man, I'm going to sit back and take stock of all I have accomplished so far. It could also mean, and this is the message I'm getting, that you've been working, just take a pause, take a breather, acknowledge how far you have come and acknowledge all the work that you have done. This, of course, in the Alice in Wonderland world, is when the Queen said you planted the wrong roses. I'm the Queen of Hearts. The roses are supposed to be red, and she sent her minions out to paint all of the white roses red. And so we see this worker is in the middle of that, but he's not actively doing it right now. Right now, he's appreciating the work he's done. What else needs to be done? What else do I need to do? Let's look at the book and see what the message is from Spirit about this Seven of Pentacles. I feel like this is an important card for a lot of us. Seven of Pentacles, and Pentacles is earth energy. So it's about what have we manifested here in the physical world, or what are we dealing with or trying to manifest? Seven of Pentacles. So the first part describes the scene. In the Queen of Hearts realm, red is the preferred color. When the gardeners plant a white rose tree by mistake, they know they will be in trouble in the form of beheading threats. As soon as the gardeners realize their mistake, they set about to correct it. In the text, the Queen finds out and shouts her usual savage refrain, "Off with their heads!" Alice hides the gardeners so the soldiers can't find them. When the Queen asks if their heads are off, the soldiers respond, "Their heads are gone, if it pleases your majesty." If the gardeners had ample time to paint the roses, they probably could have done a decent job of it, although perhaps the paint would kill the roses anyway. Only time will tell the effect of paint on Wonderland roses. This is the big difference between the scene and the text and the card, and this card, time. Here, time is abundant. So in the book, they didn't have time. They were rushing. Half the roses were painted, half the roses weren't. Here in this card, they're saying the big difference between that is here, time is abundant, and the gardener can go slowly, assessing his work as he goes, making sure everything is just how he wants it. So just like we said, he's taking a step back, he's pausing, he's looking at his work. Am I doing this the right way? How far have I come? I love this deck. I love this deck because the book is obviously a full-size book, but also each card has a full-size image. And I just love that. I wish more decks would do that. Okay, so here's the actual meaning of the Seven of Pentacles as Barbara Moore sees it. In a reading, this card lets you know that you have time and you should take the time to review your work. Very good message for us at the beginning of 2024. Let's review 2023. Your project or situation is at a low ebb. That means it's settling down. There isn't much that can be done. Things have to sit and ripen at their own speed. Make good use of this time in other ways. Look over what you've done. Figure out if that effort yielded the results you hoped for. Decide what areas could be improved and come up with plans to make them better. Maybe, like our gardener friend, bring in another set of eyes to offer suggestions. So I guess that's what that crow is for. I was wondering why he was sitting up there. So he's asking the crow, how does it look from up there? Ask your spirit guides. How does it look from up there? What's your perspective on what's going on down here? That's a good reminder. Keywords: assessment, reevaluation, reflection, measuring return on investment, harvest, rewards, and appraisal. I'm glad I went to the book on that one. I think it gave us more to contemplate. Next up, Six of Swords. This came up multiple times yesterday as well. Six of Swords is about leaving rough waters behind and heading for a distant shore. The waters in front of you are smoother than what you have come out of. The path forward is smoother than what you have come out of. But we're still in the water, so we're still dealing with emotions. We're still dealing with intuition, and it's interesting that there's so much water in the Seven of Swords across almost all decks. There's water in the Six of Swords, because almost always they're represented in some kind of craft in water. But it's swords. It's swords. It's not cups. It's swords. So this swords card has a lot of water energy. Swords are about our thinking, our thought process, and our communication. So as far as rough waters behind us, smooth sailing in front of us, it's your thoughts. Your thoughts are beginning to clear out. Your thoughts are beginning to settle down. You're starting to receive more clarity on whatever situation or challenge you may have been presented with. It's really, really good. I love getting the Six of Swords because it's like, hallelujah, hallelujah, rough waters are behind me. Now, it doesn't mean I know what's up in front of me, but Spirit is telling me it's going to be a little bit smooth sailing. So it's that in-between feeling of you still are dealing with the unknown. You still are in the water, which means you still have to tap in and work on listening to your intuition to guide you forward. But at least Spirit is saying the path forward is going to be a little bit easier. If you let it, free will, if you let it, you're going to stay in the struggle, or you're going to listen to Spirit and let go of it. Next up, let me just see. Are there any notes that I'm missing? No, we're good. Next up is the 10 of Pentacles. Back to that earth energy, back to talking about what we have manifested. 10 represents the end of cycle. Alice looks like she's back home, even if she's just dreaming. She's back home with her cat, photographs of her family up on the wall. She's no longer in Wonderland, and she is taking a nap. She is taking a nap in the comfort of her actual reality, what's real for her manifestor world. She's got two cats, it looks like, and all those comfy pillows. The 10 of Pentacles is definitely a completion, and we know if we're humans, just because the cycle ends doesn't mean we're done. One cycle ends and a new cycle opens. I always describe it as like we're still in the same book. We're just turning the chapter. Still got a new chapter to read or to write. But this 10 of Pentacles is representing something in your life. If you let it, and Spirit is saying, please, please, for the love of Goddess, let it. If you let it end, it needs to end. Let that chapter end. Let something come to completion. And this, again, is talking about your physically manifested world. And that can include relationships. That can include money matters, because it is Pentacles. That can include anything that you hold valuable in this physically manifested world. Something needs to end. Something needs completion to it, so that you can move into the new chapter. Anything else we need to know about that, Spirit? 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Keyword: stable, family, security. That's the word I missed. Security. 10 of Pentacles is also a sense of security and stability. Wealth, abundance, comfort, plans for the future, connection, balanced and happy life. And then last up for the tarot cards, another pentacle. Let's see, that gives us 3 pentacles. Pentacles were really prevalent in last night too. And I keep referring to last night because those were all readings for individuals within the collective, which still, if I take the sum total of all of those readings, represents a reading for the collective. And I keep looking at, I often do this the day after, I keep looking at what was the recurring theme for all of the people that I read for. 86 people, y'all. 86 people. 86 people, what's the recurring theme? Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. Pentacles showed up a lot, which means it makes sense. We're moving into an 8-year, We're moving into a year where we get to manifest that abundance, where we get to realize that abundance. So I love that Pentacles are showing up so much in our spread today as well. That's just confirmation that yes, we are about to manifest what we want out of this upcoming year. We're about to step into the things, the hopes, the wishes, the desires that we have been asking for a long time and see them manifested around us. At least that is the energy that is most conducive to allowing that to happen. Now, where you are on your path and what you allow to happen is going to be individual to you. But the energy surrounding us collectively is saying, now is your time to manifest. Now is your time to manifest. You are the magician. You are the one with the wand. You are the creator of your reality, which I love because that lines up perfectly with Tarot Unicorns and Coffee, where I call y'all all co-creators. I'm all about helping y'all create life the way you want. So last up, another pentacle. And we end with the Knight of Pentacles. I love it because the Knights are the actionaries of the Tarot, which means it is time to get off your ass and get, I say get off your ass and he's on an ass. I just caught that. But it's time to get off your ass, literally, and start moving towards taking action towards what is it I want to create and what can I do in this physical world to bring that creation about. What can I do means following inspired action. It means listening for the whispers of spirit. When I get ready, if I have a goal of painting my walls, and I've been thinking about it, and I've been going to the paint store and picking out paint cards and holding them up to my wall and dreaming and imagining what would this wall look like if it was blue, and maybe going online and doing the digital things where I can see, take a picture of my wall and it turns it blue. That's still in the thinking phase. That's still in the I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to create something new. This Knight energy means what can you actually do to bring it about? Are you going to buy the paint today? The actual paint, even if it's a sample card, even if it's a sample bottle of paint, and paint it on your wall in actual reality, not in your head, not on a digital way. So the Knight of Pentacles is asking, what can you do in this world, in this physically manifested world, to help you move towards your goals? And if you don't know what that next step is, intuition, talk to spirit. That's where that inspired action. Any action we ever take in our life would be better if we wait for the inspiration first and allow ourselves to follow inspired action. So this Knight of Pentacles is absolutely asking you to take some inspired action. Now, I do like that illustration. I like that illustration. I want to figure out. I know that's either Tweedledee or Tweedledum. I don't think it's Humpty. Maybe it's Humpty. No, I think it's Tweedledee or Tweedledum. Let's figure out what this particular Knight is doing, why he's represented that way. Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me. It's Tweedledum, for those of y'all who are curious. Tweedledum is the perfect Knight of Pentacles, although admittedly, he doesn't exhibit the Knight's best side. He doesn't exhibit the Knight's best side. Tweedledum becomes extremely upset. His voice, quote, voice choking with passion and his eyes growing large and yellow all in a moment, end quote, when he saw a broken rattle under a tree. So it's showing that he's emotional. We learn that he is beside himself because he sees the rattle and he says, it's new, I tell you. I bought it yesterday. My nice new rattle. And his voice rose to a perfect scream. So this is just telling the story, setting up the scene. After getting his brother, who broke the rattle and is trying to hide himself under the umbrella, to agree to have a battle, the Tweedle brothers haul out a piece of odds and ends. Tweedledum says, every one of these things has got to go on somehow or another. So that's why he's dressed like that. He's ready to battle his brother over a broken rattle. In this short scene, we learn that Tweedledum, our Knight of Pentacles, is extremely concerned with material things. So the Knight of Pentacles in a reading can represent someone who values not only material items, but also resources of all sorts. Remember, time is also a resource, and this Knight has a great affection for efficiency. He also understands that the physical world follows certain laws and principles and cannot always be rushed. So he is the most patient of all the Knights. The really interesting thing about him is that because he understands finances, He knows that money ebbs and flows, and that there are always ways to get money. There are always ways to get money. Absolutely. Consequently, he realized that even the higher value of another resource. Consequently, he realizes the even higher value of another resource, human relationships. This knight has a sense of devotion to those he cares about that supersedes anything else. If he promises to do a thing, he will do it. Treat him with respect, and you will not find a more reliable ally. I love it. So the key words: focused, goal-oriented, short attention span. Hello, that's me. Understands the material world, patient, slow, cautious, dedicated, devoted, goal-oriented, focused, understands the material world, which means he understands the cycles that are prevalent in our materially manifested world. So I really like the ending with this Knight of Pentacles, because he's focused and goal-oriented. And I do believe that just based on the time, this being the first week of the month, as we close out this week, according to the Tarot, being focused and goal-oriented and moving into action regarding those goals is going to be beneficial for us. At least that's what Spirit has to say about the matter. Okay, so that's our Tarot cards. And that's what you got. Okay, somebody over in the chat who was with us yesterday said that's what they got. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to move into the Oracle cards. And I'm going to ask Spirit, what does this crowd need to know? What questions are brewing among the collective? And how can we best answer those? The deck I'm going to is Star Codes Astro. This is a really good deck if you're trying to learn astrology, which I have a friend who is trying to learn astrology, and I didn't recommend this deck to her. I need to contact her and let her know about that. Y'all don't need to know all of that, but now you do. Anyway, Star Code Astro Oracle is it talks all about astrology, and it talks about every card has, like, there's the moon card. Interesting, because I'm going to do a moon event in January. But it gives you all of the planets. It gives you all of the astrological zodiac signs. And it also talks about, like, North Node, South Node, Chiron, all of those things. And if you don't know anything about what I just said and threw out there, this is a great deck to learn all of that from. And I'm mentioning that because just because I pull a card that says full moon and we're nowhere near a full moon, it's not telling you to wait until a full moon. It's saying, this is the message I want to relay to you right now. This is the energy that is available to you right now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pull a card. What does Spirit want us to know from this deck? Speaking of nodes, South Node, the past. Real quick, one-on-one, North Node, South Node are moon placements in your birth chart. South Node is where you came from, the lessons that you bring with you and carry with you into this life. And the North Node is where you're heading. What did you say you wanted to accomplish during this lifetime? So we have South Node, which is past. Again, makes perfect sense. A lot of us are reflecting on this past year, deciding what worked, what didn't work, what do we want to bring forward with us into this new year. South Node past is number 33. Card number 33. I like that it's also an angel number. This is the whole definition. I'm not reading the whole thing, but I will pick the parts that I believe Spirit wants us to look at. And it says the South Node describes what you bring along from their past lives, your skills, proclivities, addictions, weaknesses, unfinished business, and a physical place within your body where you may hold tension or ancient karmic stories. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so that's what South Node is in a nutshell. The actual divinatory meaning of this card, why did we pull this card? This situation has its roots in some past karmic pattern, the origins of which are not clear. You either need to apply skills that you were born with or look again at old problems and work to heal them. The situation feels hauntingly familiar, but without any story to go with it. Have you ever had that? had a situation come up in your life and you're like, man, this feels familiar, but I don't think I've ever experienced this before. Why does it feel so familiar? And what do I need to do about it? Probably something from a past life or something generational that just makes it feel familiar to you. I'm not going to read all of that, but it says learn new ways to respond, new skills that help with old trauma when it's triggered or old cravings, sing their siren song. Break that spell. Use breathing techniques, investigate. This is one I never heard of. Dialectical behavior therapy. I've heard of behavior therapy, but not dialectical. Or do something unexpected just to break those patterns and give you more options here and now. So it's about recognizing what is still with us, maybe that just seems to keep hanging on, that we're trying to release, and maybe digging a little deeper as far as what tools do I have that I may have not been using that I can use to apply to this situation. That's one way, because we always have resources. And if we don't have the resources in the moment, Spirit will give us the resources. So maybe ask yourself, what tools do I have that maybe I haven't tried to apply to this situation? Second thing to ask yourself is there anything more I need to know about this, Spirit? Because it keeps showing up. What do you want me to know about this pattern? And maybe once that knowledge comes forward, maybe you can finally break that pattern. So a couple of different approaches to that as you look into your past. Oh, Ruth said, I was just asking what deck could speak to me, and that is the one. I'm glad I pulled it today. Awesome. Okay, next up is Believe in Your Own Magic by Amanda Lovelace. I just heard from a friend that Amanda Lovelace has a new tarot deck out, which has a very similar theme to this, which is an all-inclusive deck. All-inclusive. All-inclusive. All body shapes are represented. All ethnicities are represented. There's even, it's just a really cool deck. There's mermaids. There's witches. I like this one. A witch with a mermaid, all sitting in their royal thrones. So I really like this deck. And she also has a new, y'all should be a promo for all these people talking about their decks. She has a new tarot deck. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's see what guidance we can have from Believe in Your Own Magic, because as we go into this new year, like I said, it's a very much a co-creative manifesting year. What do we need to know about our own magic and our ability to create, Spirit? I got two cards. The first one is wings. Oh, I like this one. Wings. It looks like Rapunzel has flown the coop. You never needed those wings to fly. Oh, look, she doesn't. The wings, she left the wings hanging over here, and she's just flying. You never needed those wings to fly. And it's card number 8, y'all. Card number 8. It seems like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of self-doubt and self-criticism. When you tell yourself you can't do whatever you set your mind to, that's what we refer to as negative talk, and it's extremely toxic. Just as we expect others to treat us with kindness, we also need to treat ourselves with kindness. A bird can't fly away if you never let it out of its cage. Let yourself out of your cage of self-doubt, of self-criticism, of all the nasty things you say to yourself. I love this. You never needed those wings to fly. Okay, next up, because I did get to, interesting, is Tower. It's the one I just held up, but I did shuffle. Look at those beautiful crystal towers. And she's got coffee. It says tea. I'm going to say it's coffee. Tower, unique. Unplug and relax for a spell. Unplug and relax for a spell. You see how her wall is sparkling too? I like that. Card number 3. Let's see what the message is here. It's time you took a step back and spent some quality time with your one true best friend, yourself. Taking a step back is also the message of the Seven of Pentacles. Remember, took a step back, paused, and looked at his work. So we're getting that message twice in two different ways. Look up some yoga videos on YouTube. Try out a guided meditation. I have guided meditations on YouTube y'all can watch. Read a book from a genre you might not usually read. Take a morning stroll around your neighborhood and discover places you've never been before. When we take time needed to recharge, we're paying the greatest respect to ourselves. Respecting yourself is also going to be a very heavy theme for 2024. That's not numerology. That's not tarot numbers. That is spirit, who has repeatedly told me, especially with the messages on how I can serve this group, this community, is stepping into one's own power, self-love, self-worth, all of those things. So take some time to yourself to respect yourself. Do what, and respect yourself is a bunch of different ways. I find that if you're not quite sure what to do and where to go with that, just sitting in a moment of silence and contemplation and asking your body, what can I do in this moment to respect you? Maybe it's taking a nap. Maybe it's taking a walk. Maybe it's listening to music and moving around. What can I do in this moment to respect you, body? Because you definitely have helped me with the walking and the breathing and the blood moving. How can I honor and respect you? Ask your body that.
Valerie, what was your last Oracle deck?
That was Believe in Your Own Magic.
Perfect. Thank you.
By Amanda Lovelace. And the next one is Dragon Path. Dragon Path. Someone over in chat said, I'm agreeing. I get a lot of self-love messages. Yes, for the upcoming year. I love that. The dragon that we have visiting us today is Hearn. 33 again. Card number 33 again. One moment, you. Sorry, my allergies kicked into high gear last night. I was around pets and animals with a lot of fur, and I'm still recovering from that. I'm good. 33. 33, Hearn. I think it might be the last. It is the last card in this deck. It's time to reevaluate, to slow down your fast-paced life. That's the third time Spirit has said, take a step back, slow down, evaluate. The Earth Dragon Hearn is connected to nature and everything within the natural world, the rocks, the earth, the trees, and the plants, the animals, and the birds. He advises us that we would do well to remember that we too are part of the seasons, the Earth's rotation, and of Mother Earth herself. He reminds us that everything is cyclical and draws our attention to how out of sync we are now with the Earth's natural rhythm. That's collectively. We are absolutely out of sync with the Earth's natural rhythm. Even our internal body clocks are out of kilter. We couldn't imagine life without our smartphones, being connected to the internet, social media, and 24/7 TV. That's interesting because I remember when TV wasn't 24/7. Y'all lucky, 24/7 TV. But all of these things act as distractions, which stop us from delving into ourselves, finding our own internal patterns, reconnecting with ourselves, and in turn, with the natural rhythm of our planet. Hearn says, you celebrate May Day, Halloween, Christmas, and other festivals, New Year's, I'm gonna throw that in there. Yet you forget the real essence of what they truly signify. They are a celebration of the turning of the season, the Earth's bounty, and you are out of step with these. It is time to reevaluate, to slow down your fast-paced life where you are constantly spinning on your axis rather than interweaving with the Earth's beautiful tapestry. Make time to look at the trees, watch the waves, listen to the bees. Your body and your mind require time to replenish and reboot, to use a popular human phrase. He also emphasizes that nothing lasts forever. Things such as human love and life, he says, wax and wane like the moon. They are forever changing. They follow the natural cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth. I love that. Take time to unplug. Take time to reflect. Don't unplug now. Wait until today's event is over. Then y'all can unplug. Take time to unplug. Take time to reflect. I'm going to add in earthing, and I'm adding that in because Spirit has been telling me for about a week now that I need to get out barefoot and connect with the ground, which is all about, it's scientifically about moving the current throughout our body, but it's also a very spiritual practice for me. And I keep telling Spirit, do you know what the temperature is outside? Barefoot on frozen ground does not sound enticing to me. So I got to find, maybe I'll just stick my finger in the dirt. I got to find another way to earth, y'all. Okay, what's up next, Spirit? We're at 11:40, 10 or 11:45. Where else do you want us to go? Shaman. Do I have my deck in here or did I move my deck? I moved my deck, so we're not doing that. Oh, I know one that's closely related to the Shaman deck, and that is Kyle Gray deck. Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. What do you want to tell us? What can Spirit tell us about all this earth energy that's coming up in the reading? I want to know that. Even that last card, even though it was talking about reflecting and unplugging, it was still talking about getting in touch and in connection with Mother Earth. We got a lot of earth energy. Spirit, what do you want to tell us about this earth energy? All right. Let's get to pulling the card. Is it that one? I actually got two cards from this deck, which is interesting. The first card looks like earth energy, so maybe we'll get our answer. What does Spirit want to tell us about this earth energy? And we have the Stag card, which says trust and thrive. Oh, I like those words together. Trust and thrive. Trust and thrive. I really like that. Stag. Is this alphabetical? I do believe it is. No. One moment. Stag. Trust and thrive. The message, come alive and thrive. Stand in your light and glory with grace and majesty like a stag. Let me hold that card up. Grace and majesty. You have an opportunity to thrive. Trust in all that you have to offer, all your gifts, strength card, strength and power, and make the most of it. You were born to lead, and so this can only become reality when you are willing to put yourself in that position. Stag energy allows you to feel safe because the antlers keep away anything that could interfere with your intelligence and presence, and their strength gives you the power to be agile in your thinking. You are being encouraged to retain your dignity and to be proud of who you are and all that you've accomplished. Yes, this in turn will give you even more power to thrive. Onwards and upwards. What a cool message. I really like that one. Second one is White Witch. Be the light. Very similar message. The stag was about stepping into your power, and this one is Be the Light. White Witch. Isn't that a beautiful card? I don't know that I've pulled this one before. Excuse me. Take the higher road and choose the light. Remove yourself from lower energy experiences. That's the message. The extended message is, let me tell you who the White Witch is though first, because I think that might be significant for some of you all. The White Witch card represents the maiden aspect of the triple goddess of paganism and modern Wicca. This maiden is gentle, innocent, and pure, or she is the gentle, innocent, and pure aspect of the goddesses. Okay, the extended message. No matter what is happening to you or around you, you have a choice. Somebody needed to hear that. You have a choice. Choose not to be pulled into dramas, bickering, or energies that are just going to limit your joy. If you are surrounded by people who are hostile towards you or someone else, or you are in a negative situation, perhaps in your workplace, you are being invited to be the light. You are an incredible person who can really bring light. So how can you change the energy? How can you reflect? How can you redirect the conversations to love? How can you protect yourself? How can you help the person that is being picked on? Or are you the one who is guilty of causing the drama? You will know the answers. Know also that you are being encouraged to shine the light you were born to share. Beautiful message. Shine your light. And I like that the person representing the shine your light energy is that innocent, pure, maiden, younger version of the triple goddesses. So that again is another archetype that you can ask yourself, how can I embody this energy more? What other decks do y'all want to hear from? We got about 10 minutes left. Oh, wait, is this the deck I just said? It is the deck, but I still don't see the book. Can't read from this one without the book because that's a pretty intense read. Let's do angel numbers. What do we need to know about card number 33 that's come up twice for us already? Or number 33. 33 is love and peace. You are never alone. Your angels are with you, listening and receiving your prayers, but they want you to stretch a little further. What can you do to help yourself today? Reflect on a present problem and think of one way to make it slightly less difficult. No matter how small the action, it matters. Awesome. Oh, somebody else said I've been getting 33 a lot. Cool. I hope that helped you. I didn't even see that comment before I went to the book. I hope that helped you. That is 33 from angel numbers. Let's see what 33 in numerology is, because that's a slightly different take. Let's see if it's the same or slightly different. 33 in numerology, and this is from my numerology card deck, is communication. This card indicates a need to communicate your thoughts and feelings and have the courage to speak your truth. Instead of keeping things to yourself out of fear or judgment, ridicule, or conflict. That's one, because a lot of times we don't speak our truth because we don't want to start an argument, because we already have told ourselves where this is going to go. I'm just going to be quiet. I don't even feel like having that fight. How many of y'all have done that? You must express your honest opinion. By doing so, you are releasing that energy from your being and promoting a healthy body and mind. And I will say this, because this is what I know, even though I'm talking to myself right now about conversations I probably need to have. I know that the stories I make in my mind about how bad the conversation is going to go is often way overblown and way dramatic. Maybe the conversation does go south, but almost never to the level that I have told myself in my mind. So it's about rewiring those self stories too. We make it way worse in our brain. This card indicates that you have something important to say. You are being encouraged to communicate or express yourself through writing, speaking, singing, dance, acting, music, or art. That's a lot of ways we can express ourselves, not necessarily having to have that troublesome conversation first out the gate. Maybe we want to paint it out. Maybe we want to get the energy, the sting of it out first. Maybe we want to write about it. And then maybe we're ready to have the conversation once we have deflated some of the energy, removed some of the sting. Find ways to express yourself. You may prefer to compose poetry or note your thoughts in a journal and keep your ideas and feelings to yourself. Or you may choose to voice them to others so that you may give and receive guidance, wisdom, and hope. Whether your message is intended to inspire those around you or to simply heal yourself, it is important and necessary to help raise your own vibration, which in turn raises the vibration of the world. Let's see. These energies are encouraging you to communicate and express your truth. When you are honest and respectful and seek to serve the greater good, your message will be received in the best possible light. Honest communication is the key. And the affirmation is, by communicating my truth, I create a healthy and harmonious life. That is true. And when you don't communicate your truth, you block your energy, you store that energy, it gets stagnant, it builds up, it doesn't feel good, it can cause physical ailments as well. Let's see. Someone asked, do we have a practice group for Tarot? Not specifically, however, I am teaching this upcoming weekend on the 6th, January 6th, Tarot Basics. Please come to that if you are it's an overview. I have to stress that is an overview, so we will go through what is a court card, what is a major arcana card, what is a minor arcana card. It's enough to give you something to chomp on if you are new to Tarot, and it's an excellent refresher course if you've been doing Tarot for a while, because we also talk about the history and how Tarot evolved and what Tarot really is. So I hope you join me for that class if you're interested in that. I don't have and then also let me mention this. I have a full advanced Tarot mastery class. So take the overview and then go and take the advanced Tarot mastery class. That is a deep dive into all the symbols of each one of the 78 cards. We go deep, y'all. It is a 12 week. Did we make it 12, 10, 11 week course. It's an 11-week course. And for right now, I told you guys it's all going to be in the newsletter. But for right now, it's $100 off. It's a $197 course, and you can get it for $97. An 11-week course with yours truly, learning all of the deep dive in Tarot for only $97. Why am I doing it for $97? Because I'm using a new teaching platform, and I want to make sure that the platform is going to work. So I'm discounting it while we work out all of the kinks. So take advantage of it, because once the kinks are worked out, that puppy's going up to $197 for sure. All right, 4 minutes left. Let's put some fun into this year. Spirit, give us some fun, uplifting. What messages can we take in our day to remind ourselves to smile today, this very day, this beautiful first day of the year? What do we need to know? I'm gonna pull a couple of them. Unplug came out of the deck. Second time we've got that message, and the reverse side is, I'm in an offline state of mind. This is from Inner Fucking Peace. Let's see, what else do we need to know? Oh, and fuzzy slippers. I think I read the wrong side first. Peace, love, and yoga pants. Oh, and fuzzy slippers. Relax, y'all. It's saying relax. Here we go, another one. Breathe like you know how. But look at that image. Doesn't that convey a sense of relaxed breathing, slow pace? The other side says, inhale the good shit, exhale the bad shit. I love it. Okay, one more card for my irreverent Rebel Oracle with the unicorn. Zero filter, zero fucks, all fun. That's what it says on the deck. Oh, I like that one. Let me get that one back out. You are loved, and Spirit wants you to know you are loved. And the back says, you are here for a reason. Don't fuck it up. All right. What else do we need to know? Ah. Be fucking grateful. Shit could be so much worse. All right. I love it. I love it. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, I hope if you're not on my newsletter that you signed up for the newsletter. This is wonderful. I'm so glad so many of you came today. I hope you have an amazing, abundant, blessed new year. I hope you have things set up for setting your intentions for this new year. Oh, one last thing I wanted to mention for all of you who are working on abundance, I already did this at past midnight. It's a ritual that I try to remember to do on the 1st of every month. You take some cinnamon, you put it in your left hand because left is your receiving side, and you blow that cinnamon into your room. I blow it into my room because I rent a room, but it's supposed to be into the entrance into your house because you're asking abundance to come into your house and come into your life. And you both blow from left to right, receiving side to action side. So that's just something I wanted to share with y'all. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful year. Have a wonderful Monday. Have a wonderful